So I'm playing Legos. I'm about to take the black barrel from my G3 and put it in my G2, and then take the 12 round magazine out of the G2. So then I'll take the 12 round magazine out of the G2 and I'll put the aftermarket 15 round mag, I think it's a Pro Mag, in the G2. The 15 round mag for the G3, the 15 round mag for the G3 does not work in the G2, but the aftermarket 15 round mag, Pro Mag, does. Then I may have to cut a little bit on the holster to ensure that the G3 barrel fits. This is my favorite holster. 2 points of contact, slide belt loop style Kydex. So we'll start with the G2. Go ahead and take the barrel out of it. None of these guns are loaded, by the way. I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to tell you. So take that barrel out. Set this over here. Take the 3.2 inch barrel out of the G2, the stock one. Set that off to the side. And then so now that we have the G2 barrel out of the G2 slide, we'll take the black barrel out of the G3. Just like so. A little beefier spring in the G3 there. I'll just set that right here. Take out this black barrel. And then we'll put it right here in the G2. Fits right in there. In the battery, no problem at all. Better than the stainless G3 barrel. So maybe it'll even work a little better. And then the spring guide rod for the G2. We'll put that back in here. Interesting. Got it in there, right? Okay, there we go. Fit right in there. And then back on the G2. just like that. So that's the G2 with the black G3 barrel in it. And then I'm taking the stock magazine out of the G2, and I'm going to use the aftermarket Pro Mag, which is 15 round, for the G2. And then we'll have a G2 with a 4-inch barrel and 15 round capacity for the mag, aftermarket. The G3 mags do not work in the G2, but the aftermarket Pro Mag 15 round mags do. And these, when I bought them, they came with the sleeve. Really cool. So that's there's the G2. Looks like it might cycle just fine. Holds open on the last round. So there we go. Take that mag out. Now my stock G2 mags, maybe I need to get a couple new ones or something, either heat or I'm not sure. But they, the stock G2 mags that came with the G2, both of them, are tight when going in and coming out. Both of them do that. The aftermarket one does not do that. It comes out with authority. And so do my G3 mags out of the G3. But for some reason, these stock 12 round mags for the G2 are real sticky. I don't, and I can see where it's rubbing on the magazine. So it's rubbing on something inside the mag well there, or my magazines seem like they've expanded in width or something. It wasn't like that when I first got it. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. But that's as far as they'll go when I release the mag. Then I have to pull it out the rest of the way. And both of them do it too. They work. They work, flawlessly, no problems at all. But for some reason, they're sticky. Whereas the aftermarket Pro Mag 15 round mag, which is a nice little setup right here, they come out with authority, no problem at all. So I'm going to have to take it and shoot it and see how it does with the 4-inch barrel down there. Because I like this feature right here of being able to feel this bar right here. See if I can get the camera to focus on that. I like the feeling of that bar right there. Being able to feel if I have a round in the chamber without having to look or remember. And that is, my main reason I prefer the G2 over the G3. The other reason is the G3 is just a little bit bigger for a daily carry. I like the Glock 42, but I don't know, it just only 6 round capacity. No safeties or anything. If I do have one in the chamber, I'm afraid I'm going to shoot my foot off. I like having a safety right there and being able to keep one in the chamber, and I practiced enough to where I can flip that safety off pretty quick, feel for one in the chamber, and I'm ready to go. So I really like that feature. So I have to go shoot it with the 4-inch barrel in here, see how it does, and if it works good and everything, this is going to end up being my daily carry. Then I got to see if it fits in my favorite holster. This is the holster I like, and it does. No problem at all. The barrel sticks out the end a little bit, but I don't have to do any modification on the holster. Just the barrel sticks out the end a little bit. So there we go. G2 with the aftermarket 15-round Pro Mag. This holster is okay. No retention screw or anything. It was only $24 on Amazon, and I like this style, the Kydex slide belt loop slide style. If you go for the more expensive one, it's going to be big money, but then you will get a retention screw that's usually going to be right about here, because right here is where the retention is happening when it locks into the holster. It's grabbing that trigger guard right there and locking in pretty good. And so it's a little bit tight. I've loosened it up by sticking it in the sun and and just wearing it in a little bit. So there we go. Not bad. We'll see how it does. And this will end up being my daily carry if it all works real good. Okay. Talk to you soon.